Sean Strickland versus G Duplessis wasn't even close. And this is my reason why. A fight is designed to get you to get as far away from 100 as possible. So let's say they both came in at 100, right? We want to get you as close to 0 as possible. So let's start off with Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland cannot dictate the pace because he's not stronger and he doesn't have more stamina. So he pretty much has to go backwards, because if he goes forward, he's going to have to meet him directly in the middle the entire night, and he can't do that for longer than Dricus Duplessis. So let's just take away a 10. He's not at 100 anymore. He's now at 90. Then let's say he tries to brawl with him. He can't brawl longer, and he doesn't have more power. So right there, if you don't have more power, what are you going to do? You're going to throw an energy-efficient punch, which is a jab. A jab is a punch you can throw for way longer than you can throw many other things. So now your offense is limited. So let's take away another 10. That's 80. You're no longer at 100 anymore. You're at 80. Okay, cool. Then let's make another decision. I'm going to just back up and limit my offense. So if I was to try to beat you in a race, but I said, hey, you run backwards and I run forward, not only would I beat you, I catch you running circles around you, because anatomically we're not designed to be better at moving backwards than we are moving forwards. So if you elect to move backwards as much or more than you move forward, you're at another disadvantage, because your power is more off your punches and you already have less power. You're wasting more energy, and you already have less energy because the guy in front of you has more stamina. You are just adding more disadvantages to yourself, and we're trying to quantify that with numbers, and which we can't, but let's do it again. Now you're at 70 because you're moving backwards. You're throwing a one punch, and then let's just go to durability. Who's more durable? Dricus Duplessis is more durable than Sean Strickland. So he has more energy, more power, and he's more durable. And he's elected to move forward more than he moves backwards. So you're at 70, and let's just say he's still at 100, right? Now we're going to add in another aspect. Physicality. Who's physically stronger? Not just punching power, but who's physically stronger? Dricus Duplessis is also physically stronger. On top of, he has more energy. So you can't be the bigger, stronger guy with more energy too. Because if Sean Strickland decides, hey, you know what, I'm going to wrestle to escape. He tried that in the 4th round, got reversed and got taken down, because you don't have more strength and more grit than this guy in front of you. So now you can't impose your will just physically using your manly strength either. You're completely outgunned and outmatched. Robert Whitaker found this out the hard way. He came out there and tried to react to the pace, but at the same pace. Keywords: react. Sean Strickland and Robert Whitaker both had to react to the pace that Dricus was fighting at. Derek Brunson did the same thing. Israel Adesanya did the same thing with Sean Strickland. He couldn't dictate. He had to respond to the pace that the other guy has imposed. So you can't impose your will on somebody if you can't control them, if you can't really hurt them, and if you can't outlast them. So he's not using a jab and winning, because the other guy is also more durable. The only tool he has is the jab. And it's a survival tool, because without him using the jab, we see already that he would have been finished, because that's what Dricus does. He finishes everybody. Not because he's so great or anything like that. This is his first time fighting him. But these guys got thoroughly dominated because they got dictated to. And I would go lower. I would say as the fight became longer, your stamina is dropping lower, and your confidence to try to knock this guy out is getting lower. Eric Nixick said, I don't like that round. Let's pick up the pace. This is where we start to drown him. Sean did exactly the opposite. He did what Robert Whitaker did. A guy who doesn't go for takedowns decided, I'm going to go for a takedown, and got taken down himself. Both of them did the same thing, and they both failed. The only thing is that Sean Strickland said, I'm not going to get finished, because I'm not going to jab you with real meaning anymore. I'm just going to jab you and run away to keep my energy until the 5th round. And that's exactly what he did. By the 5th round, he knows, whew, don't have to be in here with you anymore. I'm going to start brawling to try to steal the round or make it appear as if I am doing more of the work or I am more at an advantage in this fight. And he started brawling. And look how slow his brawling was. It was slow, sluggish. Imagine if he was fighting like that from round 1. He would have been knocked out, beaten up, and having no energy to get up from those takedowns. But because he conserved his energy, he was able to survive. And it was a good survival tactic. Not a win, not a close fight by any means at all. Because if there's 7 rounds, right, we can say that if Dricus drops to hit to 40, Sean definitely would drop to 0. What did Dricus have imposed on him? I can't do this because Sean's going to knock me out. No. I can't do this because Sean's going to take me down. No. I can't do this because Sean's going to submit me. No. I can't walk forward because Sean's going to steal the center of the ring. No. What could Dricus not do because of Sean? Nothing. He fought in there as wacky as he fights because he can do what he wants. Technique is designed for you to be able to duplicate natural ability or to improve or enhance your natural abilities that you have. But some people have natural abilities innately. That's genetics. If they already have it, they don't have to stick to the rules that you do. You have to be energy efficient. You have to manage your energy more better than they do because they have reserves. They naturally already possess what you are trying to duplicate. So I think that fight was a clear, definitive 5-round skunk loss. But because we worship technique and game plans and energy efficient and all of that stuff, we kind of throw away just God-given ability. You know, you can't really duplicate the way Dricus fought against Sean Strickland or Robert Whittaker, or Yuri Prochazka, or the way Sean Strickland fought Israel Adesanya. When someone has more reserves than you and they're mentally tougher than you, there's no technique you can do to outperform that person. No matter how many jabs you land, they're more durable than you. They got a bigger neck than you. Their skull is harder. They're better. So that was a clear, definitive loss. And it's just kind of sickening to see people try to weasel the way in. He did the same thing with Jared Cannonier. And I love Sean Strickland, but he got absolutely just pushed back, dictated to. And he didn't win a round to me at all. He constantly was declining. I want to add one more thing. This is the same reason Dominic Reyes got robbed against John Jones. Because even though you're putting up activity, you're putting up a pace, you're hurting the guy. He is saying, I'm not going to surrender. I'm going to keep following you and keep pursuing you. And I think John Jones lost that fight. But if there's a 6th round, I think John Jones wins the 6th round. It's to get you closer to 0 than 100. That's what fights are designed for. I don't see in any shape, way, or form, unless it's a Leon Edwards knockout head kick, Sean Strickland mustering up any ability to KO Dricus du Plessis in that fight. I thought Sean Strickland was going to be finished in that fight in the 4th round when he went for that takedown, just like Robert Whittaker, and his coaches did too. If you don't have more grit, more pressure, more determination than somebody, your technique and the jab. A jab is an energy efficient punch. It's not a damaging punch. It's your weak hand. If you limit yourself to throwing only your weak hand and then phasing out of range and just throwing your weak hand, you have made a decision to say, I want to look like I'm winning this fight. I don't want to take this guy out. You're not going to take a guy out with just a jab. You are making the decision to look like you're doing better by being more accurate, not trying to take him out. And I think Sean Strickland does that whenever he realizes that the guy in front of him is willing to brawl, has enough stamina, and has enough grit to brawl with him. And I think he chose to lose because in the 5th round, he brawls because he knows the fight's going to be over soon. Anybody sees the video, comment, disagree, let me know what you think.